be absolutely devastating.
Oh!
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. Thursday, February 26th. It's hard to believe it's already almost March, but years going by quick already. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Marcus Fine, Big Glenn, OG Tony, and Justin Terrell. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. All right, let OG Tony take over. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Hope everybody's doing good.
My bad.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight.
Doing good.
All right, Justin,
guys,
go ahead. Hang on, let Justin do his thing. Kelly's on.
Yeah, do your thing, Justin. Show your thing.
What's over your thing?
I shall hold you.
Give that be, I guess.
This show getting off to a great start already.
Yeah,
you gotta make my thing bigger. You gotta make it bigger. You gotta rub it on the. Look, Kelly, look. Oh, hold on, I can't find my finger. Oh, there it is. Look, happy birthday, Kelly. Kelly Fine. Happy birthday, Kelly Fine.
Okay. Yeah, definitely happy birthday to Kelly. Also,
yes, happy birthday, Kelly.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Real quick, I do want to have some prayers, and it's from my brother-in-law and his son. Both were in the hospital at the same time, and one of them is the brother-in-law still in the hospital. So not a real good week for them. So prayers out to my brother-in-law and his son. So I just wanted to do that real quick. Guys, let's jump right into it. Let's talk a little TNA, something we don't do every week. But I watched a match last Thursday. It was a guitar casket match featuring Elijah versus Mustafa Ali. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on this match. And let's go to Big Glenn first.
When you wanted to watch this match, I believe I was in Atlanta, so I missed it. But I ended up picking up on today finally, and it was a great match. I love how freaking Elijah hit that guitar on Ali like he's freaking Pete Rose and shit, So then putting him through the door to win the match, it was a pretty good casket match, So
it was definitely different for sure. Justin, what did you think of that match?
Yeah, first the uniqueness of it is what caught my eye to begin with. When I first read about it, I was like, guitar casket match? How are they gonna pull that off? Like at first I thought it was just gonna be a normal sized guitar. Okay, I'm like, there's no way. How are you gonna do this? Yeah. So then I'm glad I actually watched it and saw it. But that match was brutal from start to finish. I really like Elijah and Mustafa Ali. I think they're going to be two of the next guys that are going to end up jumping back to WWE from the partnership with TNA. I honestly thought that was a good match to have, not only to end the feud between the two, but also to end the night with. And I honestly think I give it a 4.5 stars, 5 stars.
Okay. And interested to see what Marcus thought of it.
Okay. Well, see, like Justin, I looked at it a little different. When you said guitar, I thought that it was a regular casket match, but the guitar cases was going to be the weapons.
Okay.
They're going to be beating each other with guitar cases. That's what I thought.
Okay.
I'd love to know what kind of budget they had to put that damn thing together. I mean, it was lined, very solid. He stood on it. I mean, there was a lot of money put into that to design that thing. and to make it as solid as it was. I kind of laughed at the beginning when the referee moved the ukulele over to the other side of the ring. I mean, the camera guy kind of caught him. And then the back body drop on all those chairs, that was pretty brutal. And then they decided to go to a commercial. I could have done without that. But
Yeah.
see, and then Glenn thought it was funny when he hit him with the guitar. Well, I thought it was funny when he slapped that lady's ass with the guitar, hold off when he had him hold off and banged her in the ass. The only thing I had problems with, I love the ending. The ending was fantastic. Agent Zero could have won the match for him if he had just pulled the door down.
Yeah.
But of course, we had to continue on. It wasn't long enough. I thought they could have gone another 10 to 15 minutes on that. That's the only complaint I had was I was wanting more.
Yeah. I see that.
It was hitting the time limit on the TV. I know what they were doing. So
yeah, it was the
going,
main
Cody?
event. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, it was the main event. They had 15, 16 minutes. I agree. I would like to see some more. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a little different.
yes.
I like going through the door. I never, put the door over the casket. I thought it was really good. I think TNA's doing some good work since that first show. So I wanted to highlight it. I thought it was something different. I thought you guys would enjoy it.
Yeah.
So let's jump into our normal stuff, guys. Let's jump into SmackDown with Justin Terrell.
All right. Compared to last week's, compared to the week before, the viewership was a little bit higher. So that's, they're off to a good start. I mean, it started off a little bit rocky, but at the end of the day, they had some pretty good matchups. They had Trick Williams and Kiana James both qualifying for the Chambers, which is, I think, good for both of them. I love how Kiana James continues to improve, and I think she's going to be a key player soon. I would like to see her maybe get a United States title push eventually before going to the world title picture. But I do like what they're doing with her, and I like the improvements. And then as we'll talk more about when we get to the Chamber of Predictions, but I really kind of see a few things going on leading up to WrestleMania that might happen. I kind of see a triple threat playing out. I also might see like a big 5-man, 6-man scramble match type thing for the WWE Championship, the way things have been playing out with the big focus being on Drew McIntyre taunting Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. And, then the animosity between Cody and Sammy. I felt like Sammy, one of them could be turning heel soon. Cody's been teasing it, so I mean, it almost would be obvious for Cody to turn, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did a shock factor and have Sammy be the one to turn. Other than that, I mean, really, the biggest thing I take away from it is Aleister Black and Randy Orton had match of the night, I thought, and the whole little setup where Randy Orton did the whole Viper turn and Aleister Black sat down and they just stared at each other. I thought that was a pretty iconic and memorable moment. Overall, if I had to rate it out of a 10, I'd probably say I'd give it a 7, 8.
Yeah, I agree with you, Justin. I'd say about 7, 7.5, 8. I thought it was a decent show. Love the fact what they're doing with Aleister Black, giving a little shine, and he did get the pinfall over Orton, even though it wasn't really clean because Drew McIntyre got involved there. So that kind of heightens your theory of we could see a multi-main match at WrestleMania with maybe even Orton in there involved too. So I loved Obafemi and Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson's just killing it. I thought that was entertaining. I love what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. I think they're finally giving Drew McIntyre the run that he deserves. I think he's becoming a really stronger heel than what he was before. So, and then of course Trick Williams and Kiana James winning the qualifying matches, and both of them going on to the Elimination Chamber. So I thought SmackDown was pretty solid. Chris, let's jump into some Monday Night Raw.
All right. First of all, Cody, I'm sure we'll talk about that box here in a little bit when we get talking more about the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
Raw. I thought Raw was a pretty good show. I thought last week's Raw was a little bit better than this week's overall. I thought the beginning was a little. I thought they dragged that out a little bit too much, getting to that triple threat match. They could have got. Hell, it almost seemed like they brought half the roster out at the beginning of the show before they ever got to that. To the triple threat qualifying match, and I thought that match was pretty good. A Grande Americano doing that German suplex on Bronson Reed was impressive. When he picked him up and just held him, held him there. The original Grande Americano. Let me get that right.
Yeah, the original. Get that right. The original.
And then, but I was kind of disappointed in that match because to me, why have Jey Uso win that match? Why are they still trying to push Jey Uso?
Well, I got an answer for that.
Other than if Bronson Reed was going to win before he got hurt.
Yes.
So
that's what it was.
Why?
Yeah.
But if you were changing on the fly, I'd rather have seen them go with the original Grande Americano than Jey Uso. I don't know. It just seems like they're just keep trying to push Jey Uso, and to me, it's at the point it's time to move on to somebody else.
I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with that too. At the same time, you look at it from what I read, and I think that's where Tony was getting at. I've read where Bronson was supposed to win the match.
Yep.
Since Bronson got hurt and tore his bicep, I think it was his bicep or his tricep. Yep. Since he did do that, they alternated it. And me personally, we know what we're going to get at WrestleMania between El Grande Americano and the original El Grande Americano. So to have him be in the chamber match, I don't think that would be warranted. So I kind of see where they had to go with Jay in that situation. Yeah. But again, there's a lot of rumors and speculations that the Beast Incarnate is supposed to be there in the Elimination Chamber.
Okay. Chris, what else did you think about?
And that was just a freak accident with the Reed. I mean,
I
still don't. I've watched it 2 or 3 times. I still don't see how he tore his bicep on that. I mean, you see that guy take a lot worse hits and stuff than that.
Yeah,
and, I mean, he was just diving to break up a near fall. It wasn't even nothing big, and have to change everything.
Yeah. I definitely see the vision, and the vision is all those guys are in the recovering from injuries, unfortunately. So.
I enjoyed one part I did enjoy was the Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar when they came out. Paul Heyman's promo, Lesnar joking with Heyman after Heyman said, "My name is Paul Heyman." Lesnar stopped him and asked him what his name was, and then started laughing. Yeah. Made him say it again. I thought that was hilarious. I thought the women's triple threat match was pretty good. But yeah, overall, I thought last week's Raw was a little bit stronger than this week's Raw. I didn't think this week's Raw, it was kind of the same way I felt about 3 weeks ago. I felt this week's Raw, all the promo stuff was real interesting, but like the matches didn't draw me in. Where last week, I thought the matches were stronger.
I agree 100%. What'd you think of AJ Styles' retirement?
Oh, I thought that was well done. I thought that was well done. I was going to ask you guys: is that the first time that they've announced that the guy's going into the Hall of Fame the same time, like basically the same time that he's retiring?
I want to say possibly,
but
I also want to say at the same time, I want to feel like they did it to Flair. I feel like
they did do it with Flair, but they did
with anybody else or not, because I thought that was pretty cool. And that's not what I was at first wasn't really expecting that even when Undertaker first came out, that wasn't the first thing that popped in my mind was Hall of Fame.
They inducted Flair the night before Shawn Michaels' match, his last match.
Yep.
So it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't happened very often.
No, not at all. I thought it was really well done.
I thought the tribute was well done. I thought it was cool that like Omos and a lot of some of the Abyss and some of them guys was all there.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought it was well done.
And I love how And I loved how they opened the forbidden door and allowed like Frankie Kazarian to be there and several others of TNA. And I thought it was real cool, though. Like you could tell that Chris Parks lost a lot of weight, and he looks real goofy in that suit now and that mask now. It was still pretty cool to see Chris Parks put on the mask and be Abyss again.
I don't think Styles knew that they were going to do the Hall of Fame thing.
No,
he did not.
He absolutely had no idea.
At least the way it looked, it didn't look like he knew at all.
And then on top of that, from what I also read, that he signed a new deal with WWE, and that he's going to be training the next stars, or he's going to be training the future. So he's going to be a producer backstage and possibly a trainer at
Orlando.
And in Orlando.
Yeah, I knew at one time he said he wanted to be like a trainer and stuff. So I figured that's where he was going to go, unless he was going to do something maybe in TNA. But
we got the cheesiest lines of all time with the Undertaker thing. If you see me coming, you're going.
Yeah,
that was not the greatest line that Taker has ever said.
That's certainly something probably Michelle Cole came up with, but
it's. I seen a thing online that I thought was pretty cool to see how some of the wrestlers are still fans too. There's a segment where a thing I seen online where Undertaker's coming out on the motorcycle, and Jey Uso has got his phone out filming and just jumping up and down and laughing and acting like a little kid, basically, being so excited by seeing this. So I thought that was cool that these guys are still fans and still love the business. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Real quick, did you see any of you see Randy Orton on Pat McAfee today?
No.
Because what made me think of that was Dad talking about how these guys are fans. You should have heard him talking about Javon Evans. Like he was talking about how big of a fan of his he is. He goes, now I talk to him all the time and tell him, like, you can do stuff other people can't do, but I don't mean you have to do it every night. No. He said try to get him to pace himself a little bit. But he was really talking him up. I'd recommend to go check that out on the McAfee show today. Orton was on there he was on there probably a good 25, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the Raw stopped in.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I thought Raw was maybe a 7. I didn't think I thought SmackDown was a little stronger. It was okay. How's it going, Justin Danger?
What's up,
speaking of SmackDown, man, Kiana James, man, she been
Hey, what's up, Billy?
Billy and Justin.
Hey, Billy Buzz. Yeah, hey, I seen Justin's getting ready to start doing some podcasting. So congratulations on that, Justin.
Congratulations, Justin.
Yeah,
I saw that stuff he had. It looks pretty nice.
I agree with you, Chris. On Raw, I thought it was not quite as strong as the last couple of weeks. Okay, Marcus.
One thing I did also CM Punk's promo on Raw. CM Punk's promo I thought was real good on Raw. I think Punk is doing some of his best work that he's done. I've really enjoyed what CM Punk's been doing.
Since the first year, he's been killing it. He's been killing it in the ring. He's been killing it on the mic. He's doing a great job making that title mean something again. I agree 100%. Okay, Marcus, let's talk a little NXT.
Okay, well, first off, I had to watch this in segments.
Billy's ready for a match. He's looking for a manager.
Oh,
Marcus, you can be the manager.
I'll be the manager.
We'll put you in there against Jay. You can kill Jay.
That guy's
hey, my money's on Billy.
Yeah, definitely on Billy. Jay's a pussy.
I'll be a special guest referee, and I'll hit Jay the way Shawn Michaels took out Taker at SummerSlam that 1 year.
Okay, Marcus.
All right. Well, like I said, I had to watch this in segments because of the president. Watched half of it on CW, the last 40 minutes on MyNDTV, then had to go back to the CW app to watch the ladies because of the way they butched that up.
Okay.
When I went to MyNDTV, they had basketball game of a couple of high schools, and boy, you talk, their commentating team was terrible. I mean, I was about to doze off, just like, God, guys, can you put a little more emotion into this or anything? It's like, this basketball hit the bit. It's like, damn, anyhow. But I think I got it all watched. Okay, it was their monthly Tuesday title Tuesdays, I guess, because all the titles were on the line.
Yeah.
We've seen the Vanity Project become the new tag team champions. Kind of figured that's how they were going to go about that. The match wasn't too bad. Both teams worked very well together. I didn't really care for the ending, but it worked for what they needed it to do. Having Tony D'Angelo come out and interfere and all that. Because at first both teams started working together, but then I wasn't sure why the referee left when the two on the outside started fighting. It's like, well, what does it matter if those two are fighting? They're not even part of the match. When the referee went out there, well, that was the setup, and then security showed up because then they had to set up Tony D'Angelo coming in and interfering and letting the Vanity Project to go ahead and take the title. So then we seen Keone Carver. That was just a squash match. I mean, he just tossed that guy around everywhere. Then we had the 7-minute speed championship. That was pretty good.
It was.
That was, Jasper Troy and War Ready Maliko ought to be a tag team.
Yeah.
I think those two would be awesome as a tag team. But Eli jumping and flipping off the top rope, kind of backflipped. I love the ending where Knight did the work with the moonsault, but Elio then got the pin. New champion, 5-star match. I thought it was very well done for as quick as it was. They got a lot of storytelling in a little bit of time, and it worked very well. Okay, then I had to go back for the third time. JC Jade defeated Sol Ruka because what finally happened. Zarya speared her before the bell rang, therefore the match hadn't started yet.
Yep.
And then the match started, and by golly, JC Jade hauled off and punched her. I don't think there was anything held back. She punched her.
That's the way she throws her punches. She throws a hell of a punch. Yeah,
and of course got the pin. So I still think Zarya is going to be the face.
Really they was chanting Zarya.
They weren't chanting Sol Ruka. They were chanting Zarya.
Yeah.
So,
it was. I thought they did it well. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was really done well.
Yeah. Then you had the ladies 3-minute speed championship. These are so hard to keep track of because you're going so fast. Yeah. But Thea Hale ended up winning that from help from Izzy Dane. That's all I could tell you because that was so so quick on those. All right, well, we got Kyle Dixon taking on Connors. Oh, that extreme super kick. This seemed very rushed. This seems like this was the match that they were trying to get the time out of the way to give it for the main event.
Yeah.
As Shane Cowser said the other day, this was one of them flip flop and fly matches.
Yeah. Marcus, do you know who Connor's dad is?
No, I don't know who it is. I know they keep talking about this shit all the time, but who is it?
His dad's Fit Finlay.
Okay, I had no idea.
Yep.
Well, who's Cale Dixon's dad?
I don't know. I don't know if he's
okay. I know they're all going with that second generation.
Finley's whose dad?
Guy named Connors, and he's also got a couple other kids that one of them I think is in AEW.
Uriah Connors, I think's what I got wrote down here.
Yep.
But I think that match was just a time filler, I think.
Yeah.
Then you had a very good main event. Miles Bourne is your new North American champion. Miles Bourne working the ankle. I'm trying to read this. Ethan Page, the diamond cutter on the announce table. Well, that was really good. I give it to Ethan Page. He did very well. Great fast-paced match. Ethan's face during. Oh yeah, Ethan's facial expressions through all those failed pin attempts. Ethan's suplex off the top rope. That was very well done. And then I was watching the clock because you knew everybody was going to come out. And I was waiting. It's like, okay, we got 2 minutes before we go off the air, and here they all come. But we do have a new champ. So Miles Bourne has now become the new North American champion. I give the show, probably an 8 out of 10. It was very well done.
Yeah, I
Once I
agree
got
with
it
Mark.
all watched.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I tell you what, this swipe right is starting to grow on me. I know they're heels, but they're young. I think they're gonna. I think them three guys are gonna be stars. I think they got
Yeah.
opportunity.
Who's that?
The swipe right and that group, the tag team that won the belts. And
Yeah,
Vanity Project.
yeah, Vanity. So they're
Oh
called
yeah,
Swipe
those guys are
Right.
so dork. They're such dorks, but yeah, I think they're going to be.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they're gonna be
they're
something.
like freaking frat boys,
they're-
man. You love to hate
they're
their
money.
ass.
They're money. They're money.
Pretty
I
boys.
agree.
Those are pretty boys. That you think that they're like,
Yeah.
they're
Well,
going to be something.
For me, of all the shows I watched this week, and that's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW, which I'm getting ready to talk about here in a minute. I thought NXT was the best show of the week. I really did. I thought they knocked it out of the park. I think they had that bad show here a couple weeks ago, but I think they're back on track.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It was side by position.
Yeah, usually
ago.
yeah, NXT is usually all it, man. You'll have weeks where they all, but it just really talent being off that week. So
Yeah, got a lot of young talent there. Okay, guys, let's jump into some AEW Dynamite. Glenn, I know you didn't get to see the show. Do you have the results or anything? Or
I can pull it up for you if you want me to.
I've got it. I've got it right here in front of me. I can do it.
All good.
Yeah, guys, I watched the show. Not their best. They were really doing good a month ago, and then they had that Saturday Australia show. And since then, they've had three shows that just have not been really great. I'm not gonna say they're horrible, but they've not been great. Started with John Moxley. He starts the show every week. I just yell and fuck at the damn TV screen.
Was he bleeding?
Puts up, huh?
Was he bleeding?
No, he ain't been bleeding. That would I think that'd be more. I think that'd be fucking more entertaining. Because I tell you what, 20-minute match to start the show every week, and it's just
So hey Tony, before you get started on the AEW stuff, I got some breaking news.
okay.
Both nights of WrestleMania 42 are getting moved from 4 p.m. start time to 2:30 start time for both nights.
Gonna start at 2:30.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
What time did they start it last year?
I think 5.
Yeah,
It was like 5:30 West 5:30 West Coast.
No, it was like
Or
5:30
5.
East Coast, right?
No, it was like 7:00 Eastern, and it was like 4
o'clock.
o'clock
Yeah.
Okay.
Pacific. Yeah.
What's up, Tanner?
So is that
Damn.
2:30? Is that the Pacific time? So I mean, it'd be
I
like
need
5:30
to-
our
Time, yeah, that would be 5.
That would likely out.
5 o'clock
5:30
our
to
time.
us.
Yeah.
That would mean it would be at 5:30 instead of 7.
Well, but when's the pre-show gonna be?
I mean, the
Shit,
pre-show
probably
would-
about 3 o'clock.
My guess,
around
my,
3 or
gue-
4.
my guess would be noon Pacific time.
Yeah, so probably 3 or 4 our time, and then the show start at 5:30.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Stand and Deliver is on its own this year, and it's not even in Vegas, and it's not even on the same weekend as Vegas or WrestleMania. So
Okay, let's get back to AEW. But yeah,
Yep.
we started with Moxley. Not that it was a horrible match, but it's the same old thing every week. They need to change it up. The other highlights: Hangman Page and MJF did a promo thing where Hangman is trying to kill his career, I think, because he put out the same thing as Cody Rhodes did a few years ago. If I don't win this match, I will never challenge for the world's title ever again. So he's going up against MJF, and MJF came out and said, "I'll flip a coin and I'll give you your match that you want, a Texas Death Match, if you win the coin toss." Of course, he had a double-headed coin, and they found out, and
Genius. Genius.
so they made it a Texas Death Match, but MJF has to win. Hangman's got to win, or he never gets challenged for the belt again. So from there, we had a women's tag, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron put their belts on the line, won by DQ over Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford ended up getting hurt during the match. I think they need to learn if you do a backflip off the top rope. This is the second time now in a year that she has possibly broke her ankle. So maybe we don't need to do that move anymore.
I second that.
I mean, but anyway, we had Brody King and Mark Davis. That was a hard-hitting match. That was pretty solid. And then we had the Mile High Madness match with the Young Bucks and Jack Perry and the Rascals taking on FTR and the Demand. Just crazy flip-flop match all over the place, all over the arena. Crowd loved it. I think if he was in attendance, I think it'd be really good. Being on TV, it didn't hit for me. The show wasn't the wrestling, as far as the wrestling, was pretty decent, and I think the competitors try hard. Just the format of the show, the way it's put together, it's just not my cup of tea. I give the show probably about a 6. Wasn't real strong for me. Next up, guys, let's do the old school match, and then we'll go to Elimination Chamber. And then I also had another little thing I want to ask you about with the Vision and Bronson Reed. Where do they go from here? But let's go to the old school match, guys. It was the very first Elimination Chamber in 2002. Featured Triple H, Rob Van Dam, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and Booker T. Let's go to Marcus and see what he thought of this.
Okay, well, I got to do histories. You ready for histories?
Yep, let's do
I
it.
love this history.
Well, first off, I got to looking at the entire Survivor Series, and I have met 4 of those people. I've met the Hurricane, Victoria, Chavo Guerrero, and Kurt Angle. They were all on that show. I thought that was interesting. Okay, we're going to do. Who do you think the oldest one was out of that group?
Out of the chamber match itself,
Yeah,
I would have to
the
say.
Saber people. Who do you
I think it was Booker T.
I would say Michaels or Kane.
I was going to say Michaels.
Okay, Booker T was the oldest.
Okay.
Then HBK was second by like a few months, I think. And then
Okay.
Kane, Triple H, Y2J, and RVD was the youngest.
Okay.
Okay, what else have I got written down here? All of them at one time was very high up in the top 500 of the PWI. RVD was number 1 in 2002. Booker T was number 5 in 2001. Triple H was number 1 in 2000 and 2009. Kane was number 4 in 2011. Y2J was number 2 in 2009, and HBK was number 1 in 96. So, okay, I got a few more things. This year in history, 40 years ago on Monday, what took place? Can anybody just guess?
40 years?
You may not. It just came across. So if you get it, it's because you ran across it yourself.
No, I was not alive, so
I am going to
5 years
take.
before me.
You said 40 years.
40 years ago, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday.
One of the Bruno's first losses
What
as
was it?
champion. One of the Bruno's losses as champion.
No.
Oh wait, that would be before me. Wait,
Yeah,
40.
that's
I'm
it.
only 30. I'm
Well,
ain't that old.
you probably watched it on TV when it happened.
Oh wait, is it the main event? Hogan Andre?
No, that was in 88.
They
So that would have been what? But 40 years. I've been 86.
Yep.
Andre turn.
It had to do with Andre, but it wasn't the Andre turn.
Andre giving the belt to DiBiase.
No, that
No,
was
That was the year after.
the haircut.
The haircut.
Okay.
Now, who cut his hair, Tony? You remember?
It was John Studd and who was with him?
Yeah. Tell me who was with him.
Was it Patera?
Patera.
Yeah.
The famed haircut match, or the famed haircut. So, and then I got one more real quick. I ran across this a little bit ago. February 26, 1988 in Baltimore, Maryland. The main event was supposed to be Bam Bam Bigelow taking on the one-man gang. That would have been good. But it ended up being Bam Bam Bigelow defeating the Iron Sheik because the gang wasn't there. Now, that would have pissed me off. If you was expecting Gang and Bigelow and ended up getting Bigelow and the Sheik.
Probably was a sponsor match.
That'd be
That's
like
like when you're expecting to see
$50
Hogan and you
Hogan
never,
not
and you never get Hogan.
Yep, Hogan not showing up. Because Iron Sheik already defeated Kid Patera, and then he come back 2 matches later and got defeated. Well, anyhow. Okay, what was the
About
original?
5 or 6 times Coach T. Hogan never got the field.
Yeah.
It's started with me. That's what you get. When I run across stuff, this is where I'm going to do it.
Oh, you're fine.
So what did you ask? Okay, we're on the chamber, right?
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. You're right. They really did redesign that chamber from seeing that first one, especially with those graded floors.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny that they kept bringing up the damn screw job for Bret Hart. They brought that up 2 or 3 times because Shawn Michaels had just returned. This was his second match back.
Yeah.
I also forgot this was also that Triple H had the title, but Triple H didn't win that title. That's the belt they handed to him.
Yeah.
And
By
so
Eric Bischoff.
Bischoff handed it to him. So we started out with RVD and Triple H. Then they really went to using those walls and those floor. I thought it was funny when they climbed up on the pod and somebody grabbed his foot because they weren't floors, they were chains.
Jericho
He just reached up,
pulled him through.
pulled his leg down through there.
I loved it.
Yeah, I was laughing. I said, why don't they do that now? Because that was the only thing I thought, why in the world did the referee stop the count with the foot on the rope? It was a no DQ match inside a steel chamber, and they broke the pin because he had his foot on the rope.
I have Marcus. I have that same question with the finish of the Seth Rollins and the Fiend Elimination Chamber, or not the Elimination Chamber, the Hell in a Cell match that they stopped. So
Like, what the hell? So I'm in here yelling, and Kelly's like, "What's like? What are you yelling about now?" Because she hears that a lot, but because I get in here,
I thought the same thing, Marcus. So like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
HBK super kicks off the camera, whereas you don't see him coming, and all of a sudden just see his foot flip up there and kick him. I thought the whole thing was pretty good. The whole thing was you knew Triple H was going to win, or not Triple H. You knew Michaels was going to win, even if you had never seen it before, because of all the hype they were going behind. This is his second match back, and he's the last one into the match, and okay.
Do you believe, you know?
And you knew it was going to come down to him and Triple H.
Yep. So for the most part, it was like I said.
Who was the match? Who was the ref in that match? It was Earl
Hebner. Yep. And I thought it was funny that all the pods, they locked with a chain and padlock. But yet the main door was just a slide bolt.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because they called it bulletproof glass until somebody went crashing through it. Then they called it plexiglass. It's like there's a lot of humors behind it. The match was okay. It was very well done. But yeah, you can definitely tell how they redesigned that cage because that was brutal.
Oh God.
When
they hit that metal floor, man.
And Triple H bleeding right off the bat was fantastic. So
they said it was Earl Hebner is what they said.
Yeah,
I think
that's who it was.
Was it Earl, not the other one?
Yeah, it was Earl Hebner.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good match all around. So,
Chris, what'd you think?
I thought it was a good match. Didn't think it made any sense about the foot on the rope like Marcus. You could definitely tell that chamber was hard as hell. If you watched them guys, especially after the beginning, after they watched Triple H and Van Dam there at the beginning. If you watched all them guys, every time they were out on that floor and they were going to hit, they were trying to make sure their feet hit first, and then kind of trying to fall. They would try to take that full bump on their back, and I don't blame them. But I did think it was kind of funny because that damn chamber was so solid everywhere. But then like Marcus said, the plexiglass on the pods just breaking real easy. And like everything else on that thing's killing them. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. You could tell it was the first chamber also because of the camera. A lot of it was on the outside of the chamber trying to get in between the cage and stuff. Where now you can see that if you watch the later chambers, you can tell a difference in the camera work where they learned better ways the best ways to operate the cameras with that chamber up. So I noticed some of that with the cameras on that first chamber. But yeah, I thought it was a good match, and you can also tell how much better cameras have gotten since 2002.
I agree.
Okay, Justin, what do you think?
I personally thought it was well done. Again, the structure itself speaks volumes. I wish they would have. I wish they would keep the same structure, even if they added padding to the outside like they do now. I would still love the old structure. I loved how it looked. It looked vicious. It looked brutal, and we should. I think we should keep it that way. I felt like, I mean, we all knew it was going to come down to Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I just felt like maybe some of the guys needed to be. They could have replaced some of those guys, but I'd have to go back and watch who was hot at the time on Raw to say who I would replace those guys with. I thought having Jericho, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels being the final three was fantastic. I thought Jericho having Triple H in the walls of Jericho and Michaels hitting that sweet chin music was vicious. I mean, I don't think it was pulled, and I don't think he was able to block it at all. I think Jericho took it for real. But yeah, I thought it was well done. I thought the story was told that needed to be told, and the crowd popped as soon as Michaels got the 1, 2, 3.
I have one quick question for you guys about that match. Do you think Van Dam was supposed to be eliminated first like that, or do you think he really hurt his knee jumping off the top of that pod?
Well, see, now I was going to say something about that.
That's why he was eliminated when he was, because it felt like that elimination was a little out of place.
I
do too.
I was kind of wondering if he really hurt himself, and that's why they eliminated him pretty quick right after that.
Yeah, true. I felt like maybe he would be in the final four. Like, I thought maybe they would have Kane and Booker T go out first because they were getting ready to push. I mean, Van Dam. I mean, I can't. Like I said, I have to go back and watch, but they were getting ready to push Van Dam to the freaking moon.
And if you notice,
that's what made me think maybe he got hurt and they had to change the plan.
Right.
Well, I think he got hurt because he couldn't do his normal jump. If you notice the roof of that cage, he couldn't get the clearance he normally did. He just kind of jumped like, oh shit. And he came down. I think he came down wrong because he misjudged how high he couldn't go up.
Right.
And he rethunk it. There you go. Hillbilly talk. Rethought it in mid jump, like, oh shit, I can't jump as high because that crash into I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
He did land all his weight landed on his knees. Like, he didn't land, you could tell he didn't land clean.
Right.
That's what made me think maybe he really did blow his knee out there, and they went ahead and eliminated, because I kind of felt like Justin. I thought he'd be later into that match.
Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Fantastic match. I can see why they've gotten away from the floor and stuff, being the metal versus the padding, because the way those guys were taking those bumps, man, you can not only can you see it, but you can hear it, and when you can hear it and see it, that's pretty bad. But on that RVD frog splash, though, I'm pretty sure Triple H's throat got jacked up from that, because he was Triple H was turning over and like holding his throat for like a few minutes, and you can see the camera switching over and shit. So it's one of those kind of things. With the clearance that Van Dam had, he likely jacked up his knee in that way and kind of hurt Triple H to an extent, and to where he probably had to be put out a little bit earlier in the match than what he's supposed to. I would expect him to be in the final three, obviously, but you pretty much knew that freaking Shawn Michaels was going to win, because they kept saying their match, "Do you believe in Shawn Michaels?" And stuff like that, and it was weird not seeing him and not in his normal like Heartbreak Kid shit, and that ugly ass brown shit that he was wearing, So, but great match for being the first chamber, man. So,
yeah, I thought it was real enjoyable too, guys. The other thing that hit me, you stop and think about it, all them guys are Hall of Famers right now, except for one, and that's Chris Jericho, and he's going to be. So, you know, so he has a lot of star power in that match. So, yeah, it was very enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
How long it
What are we
took Chris
doing?
Jericho to get out there because Fozzy played him out.
Yeah,
And it was like
that's
a
true.
4-hour concert. It seemed like before they brought anybody else. I'm fast forward, like, come on, let's get this shit over with. Let's get the rest of them in here.
Yeah. What are we going to do for old school next week, guys?
Do you want to skip it since we got the chamber and
I got one. You got this is I had to dig deep. I wanted to go. And you guys will really like this. I'm getting ready to pull it up. I had to make sure
Okay.
it was there.
Okay.
It's a tag team match from 1985 New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's a New Japan Pro Wrestling WWF champion showcase.
Oh shit, it's gonna be one of these good ones.
The match is Antonio Inoki and Sakaguchi versus Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan.
Oh damn. Okay.
I have that on tape somewhere.
Yeah, I know that's gonna be a good one.
Tape, not DVD, but I think I do have that.
Okay, guys. Hogan and Andre against Inoki and Sakaguchi, New Japan Tag Team 1985. Old school match for next week.
Is that on YouTube?
It is on YouTube, yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Got a couple questions, and then we're going to talk chamber. My first question, one of them's got to do with the chamber also, but the first one is, guys, what is WWE going to do with the Masked Man? Since who the hell is he going to attack now? Because there ain't hardly any vision left. I mean, everybody's hurt. I did hear this. I want to see what you guys thought of this. I did hear a thing where they said maybe that the masked guy is going to be revealed to go with star power now, maybe Bad Bunny. And you have Seth Rollins and Bad Bunny taking on Logan Paul and
Jake Paul.
possibly maybe Jake Paul or Jake Paul in the corner with and the other guy would be his partner. I can't remember his name right now, but
Grayson Waller. No, wait.
no, not Waller.
Yeah, the other guy.
His-
Austin
yeah,
Theory.
Theory. Austin Theory. What do you guys think of something like that? I mean, I don't think this was something that they planned on doing. Of course, when everybody gets hurt, I don't know. I do think Seth Rollins will be ready to do something for WrestleMania. Now they may not do it now since you don't have Bronson Reed because there's a story with him and Bronson Reed, and there's a story there with him and Braun Breaker. I don't know if Breaker will be ready. I don't know if there's time to put it together. So what do you guys think? What are they going to do with this mascot? Justin, what do you think?
I mean, there's still a few things you could possibly do. I mean, you could still do the Seth Rollins angle. You know, you could push Logan Paul to the moon now. Like if you wanted to continue the vision, that's something you could do. Or and then you could do Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I don't remember. Did they have a match at WrestleMania?
No.
I thought they did. I knew they wrestled at one point, but I can't remember where exactly.
I don't think it was
But I mean, Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at Mania is a good possibility. I mean, that's a good marquee matchup. I don't think Austin Theory and Seth draws to me.
No.
So it'd be curious. I mean, I could see it being a superstar like that. I could see it being a Bad Bunny or, you know, maybe somebody else. Maybe a football player or, you know, maybe a sporting athlete that might be hot right now. But yeah, I don't know where to go with this. I think at some point the vision's going to start fading and dying off because all the star power got hurt. Like you had Seth get hurt, so then you had to pivot and go Braun Breaker, and then Braun Breaker get hurt, and now you should have pivoted to Bronson Reed. Now Bronson Reed's hurt. Where do you go from here? I mean, nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar come back into the vision. Brock Lesnar come back into the vision, and Brock Lesnar get pushed to the moon. We've already seen that. Give us something new and fresh. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be curious to see what will happen.
Yep. Chris, what do you think?
So who did you think they're going to team Bad Bunny up with?
I just heard some rumors that it could be Bad Bunny and that he could be the mask guy, and it'd be him and Seth Rollins taking on Logan Paul, and probably maybe Theory or Jake Paul in the corner of them two. See, Jake Paul had a lot of bad things to say about Bad Bunny, so there is a tie-in there about the halftime show. So there is a tie-in with Jake Paul, kind of. I mean, it's stretching a little bit.
You might think I'm crazy, but there's been some rumors that McAfee's going to be at the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Could they make a switch and McAfee end up being the mask guy? He has a past with Austin Theory.
I mean, can we see Seth Rollins?
And him and Logan being like the media guys, and then they could add somebody with him, and that they could go that way with all the injuries they've had, and that's some star power.
That is, that's huge star power. I didn't think about that. I mean, Seth Rollins and Pat McAfee versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory at WrestleMania.
Have Boston Connor get involved, you know.
You know, that's more star power than Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory, or that's more star power than Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, even though those two guys are still top guys.
Yeah.
I like that. I
know
okay with that too.
Like I said, there's rumors that McAfee's going to be at Elimination Chambers Saturday night, and with football being over, this is usually about the time he makes his reappearance with WWE.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I mean,
I love Pat McAfee.
That could be something that they could go with.
Big Glenn, what do you think?
I would love to see it being Pat McAfee, you know, because Raw's going to be in India on Monday, so if they're going to do that, kind of would make sense.
Okay. Marcus, what do you think? You got a guess?
No, I don't have a guess.
Yeah,
I really
don't know.
I really don't know. It's like
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, it's hard once you've already pivoted 3 times to pivot again.
This might be the most. Yeah, I was gonna say, Tony, this might be the most unpredictable PLE that I think we've ever predicted for.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going to happen at this show.
Who was that country singer they had? I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, was big, great big guy. Now he's not so big. Jelly Roll.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if it was him? Or if you want to really do Johnny Knoxville show back up. I mean,
I don't think that this is the guy that's under the mask, but I did watch a video today where Karrion Kross is doing an interview. In the middle of his interview, his cell phone goes off, and he looks down at it, and so did the interviewer. And that dude said, "Can I say who just texted you?" And Karrion Kross said, "I don't care." And he said, "Paul Heyman just texted you." He said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "You got anything to comment on that?" He said, "No." So I thought that was interesting that Paul Heyman, who is a part of the booking committee, I'm not saying he's under the mask or anything like that, but could they be thinking about bringing Karrion Kross back to the WWE?
I mean, I think it's a possibility that he does come back because, at the same time, he kept putting off the AEW contracts. Everybody's kept saying, "Hey, he's going to AEW. He's coming to AEW." He doesn't want to be there. He's always said that he's wanted to be in WWE. The only issue is he does not want to go without Scarlett.
Well,
and so I don't know. I think it'd be badass to see Karrion Kross, and I think Triple H would do right by him.
There's a reason why he's not in AEW.
Could they pivot and Jericho be the mask guy?
I don't think Jericho would be the mask guy.
They say his contract got froze by AEW and he can't go nowhere because for time. That's what they say. I don't know. The reason that Karrion Kross won't go to AEW is because Don Callis. Don Callis has history with Scarlett, and it's not good history. That's
Right. Well,
that's as far as I'm going to go on that.
Yeah, we don't need
and
carrying
that's
pulling
fine.
down Callis, you know. So
And that's fine, but you know, but that's another thing. Like, there's reasons why he has not went to AEW,
Yep.
and he has not went to New Japan, and he has not went to these other companies because he wants to be in WWE.
Yeah,
he wants
does.
that shot. And I hate to say it, and people can disagree with me if they want to, but when he was NXT, I saw him and I was like, oh my God. I looked at him and go, this is Triple H's guy. If Triple H ever takes over the main roster, this is the guy that he's going to push to the fucking moon.
But Vince really hurt him.
And Vince killed the momentum because they wanted to turn him into a fucking Trojan Warrior.
Next thing before we do our Elimination Chamber predictions and discussion, what's in the box, guys? What's in this big crate? First of all, I don't think I'll tell you who they keep saying. I think it'll be a miss if it is this person, because I just don't think it'll work for him coming in the box. And that's Danhausen. Some of you guys may not know who Danhausen is. He's a comedy act, not a bad wrestler, but he's a small guy. He's a comedy act on the indies. He's been in AEW, sold a lot of merch. He'll sell a lot of merch in WWE. He's a crazy dude. I just don't think that's your big reveal. I think it's a mistake if they do that. That's my opinion. You guys got any opinion what you think the box will be?
Oh, absolutely. I do, Tony. I do feel like if it ends up being Danhausen, that is a mistake. If they was going to have Danhausen come out of the box, they probably should have had it down in NXT. So, not on Raw and SmackDown hyping it up and shit, you know. So it needs to be a big name.
I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a person.
I don't think it should be a person. I think it's crazy to be a person. How's a person going to be in a box for a month? But I think it could be.
No, it could be something that, like, it could be something that like tips off a person or something. Like,
yeah. It could be something that could tip off the Jericho's coming. It could be something to tip off the Rock's coming. It could be. I think it's going to be more of that line than.
I got two theories.
Or Michael Hayes doing Backstreet USA, you know.
I got two theories.
Okay.
One, I think it's like a time bomb or something. You know, we're getting ready to get the countdown to countdown. You know, the countdown to Jericho. But I think if it is Jericho, which I mean, it would make complete sense why Jericho lost all that weight and he looks in the best shape he has been in some time. I mean, he looks like the Lion Tamer again. I don't know if you've seen recent pictures of him. But if I was getting ready to jump and make a big return, I would want the media to flood the media, say, "Hey, my contract's frozen. Hey, this and that. Don't tell, help me out. Especially if I had mutual respect or good relationships with both parties. Hey, do me a favor, do me a solid, and I'll come back, help you, whatever." So I think maybe it is Jericho, but I've seen a lot of things where I don't know if you read, but Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas did say that when he comes back, he's coming alone. I think it's the new Fiend.
Okay. Anybody else got any theories?
If that's the case, then that ship unfortunately has sailed, but we'll see.
It hasn't sailed because it's going to be Bray's new. It's going to be the project that Bray was working on. I saw the rumors that that the guy who made the Bray's final mask and whatnot, they want to continue it on, and the only one that's going to do it is Bo. So that's a possibility. I mean, I've been seeing the vignettes of slowly teasing, especially with Solo and everything like that. Those are my two predictions.
Okay.
I don't think I agree with you. If it's Danhausen, I don't think it'll get the pop
They'll
I think
be
we'll
silent.
I think we'll get a bigger pop if it's Jericho or the new Fiend.
What do you think's in the box? It could be a what? A rocking chair and a lantern? I mean,
It would. I think it would be a lantern of Solo Sikoa.
Okay. All right, guys, let's move on to Elimination Chamber. First matchup, guys, we're going to go with Becky Lynch, the Intercontinental Women's Champion, putting the belt on the line against AJ Lee. I go first. I think Becky wins this match. I think that they still may end up wrestling at WrestleMania. I think Becky pulls something off and wins this match. Definitely underhanded. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I think Becky's gonna win the match as well.
Okay. And Marcus.
I hope Becky wins a match.
I know you're not an AJ Lee
Well,
fan.
no, these people have been out of circulation for a decade, should not be coming in taking these damn titles. Hence, we just seen Shawn Michaels do it in the Elimination Chamber from 2002. He had
but
4 years ago. He gave him a belt. It's like, here.
Yeah, but
Which
in
is
Michael's
for work, though.
in Michael's defense, he got hurt, he got injured, he came back, and he came back as a full-time wrestler.
Okay, Justin, what do you think?
I agree with what you guys. I think Becky Lynch wins. I think the bigger payoff for AJ to win the belt is at WrestleMania. Because I don't.
Marcus.
That'd be a match. That'd be a match. Marcus takes a bathroom break for.
Bathroom break.
Yeah, that'd be my, yep. I have the Bella come out with it too. So,
but no, I personally the bigger payoff for AJ to win the belt would be at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And I'll explain a little bit more into detail on why that when we get to the other matches, because it is in Chicago.
Big Lynn.
Becky.
Okay. Next up, guys, CM Punk, the heavyweight champ, against Finn Balor. I will go first. It's for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk's going to win. I can't see Balor beating him in Chicago. But I do think this is going to be a big pivot story for Finn. I think Finn's going to end up turning good guy. May not be on this show. It may happen on Monday Night Raw. But him, the Judgment Day, is going to get into it, and it's going to lead to a WrestleMania match between Dom and Balor, in my opinion, and Balor become the champ in a big feud with the Judgment Day because they need something. So that's what I think is going to happen from this. You may even see Dom be the one cost Balor the belt. So, possibly. So that's what I think is going to happen. Chris.
Yeah, I think. Damn it.
Punk and Balor.
Huh?
It's
Punk.
Punk
I
and Balor.
lost. Damn it, Punk. I knew Balor. I just lost Punk.
Tony moment.
Hey,
Yeah,
those cigarettes are hitting you hard, aren't they?
God damn. Been hanging around Jay too fucking long. But
Hey, was you doing this?
no, I won't do that.
Jody, show me those brown eyes. Show me those blue.
So, Jesus Christ.
But no,
We the Texans.
Oh Lord.
I think Punk wins. I also think that Judgment Day is going to cost Balor the match. I was kind of leaning that it might be McDonough that cost him the match, but I could also see it being Dom. But yeah, I think the Judgment Day is going to cost him the match, and then they're going to end up feuding. But they're not going to have Punk lose this match because they're setting up You're going to have the main event, Punk and Roman. So that Punk's going to win, but I think Judgment Day is going to interfere, cost Balor the match, and then they'll feud.
Yeah, they could jump. They could even jump Balor, and Punk could help Balor. I mean, I think there's several ways they could go. Marcus, what do you think?
No, Punk will win, but they do need to give Balor a push. He really hasn't had a push since he had the title for 2 days.
Yeah.
Back when he lost the title to what? Kevin Owens? Is that who he lost it to? Or he had to drop it? And
He
then
had to drop it because he got hurt.
Yeah, but then he never got a push again.
Yeah.
Nope,
I think
not
it's
really.
time to give him a push.
I agree. Big Glenn.
Punk.
Okay. And Justin.
And like I said, back to the whole AJ Lee thing. Like I said, the payoff, the bigger payoff for AJ Lee is at WrestleMania. I don't see her winning in Chicago and her husband CM Punk winning in Chicago. You don't really get a big payoff there. I mean, we all know CM Punk was going to win anyways. Let him have that moment in Chicago. I do think the Judgment Day does try to get involved, and Finn kind of like hesitates, don't really want to, and then it forces a turn where Balor becomes a face. Balor brings back the Demon at WrestleMania. Balor becomes Intercontinental Champion. He gets that push that he finally gets. Then Dom on night 2 will defend the AAA Championship, I think, at WrestleMania. I mean, at this point, what do you, with all these injuries, what can you not? What do you do?
Yeah, it's a possibility. Okay, guys, let's move on to the women's elimination chamber. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. That's the participants in this match. What do you think, Big Glenn? Who's going to win this match?
This is the hardest match I've ever had to pick. I'm gonna give you the one I want to see. I want to see Rhea win, and I want to see. I mean, Rhea and Stephanie will carry WrestleMania, but obviously we're getting Liv. So I think logic says Tiffany Stratton on the SmackDown side.
Okay, for me, I could see Tiffany because there's a little bit of a story there because she lost the title to her. But I think star power wise, I think the right pick is Rhea Ripley. I think with everything that's happened, I thought they might go with Charlotte Flair, but I don't think the fans really want to see that. So it's very tough. I could see him doing Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, there's different ways they could go. Rumors that it's going to be Alexa Bliss. I don't think that works. I'm going with Rhea Ripley. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I gotta pick. I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at this and trying to figure out who I want to pick. I don't think it's gonna be Rhea. I think they're trying to do Rio. I think they're going to try to save Rio for Mania. I really like.
I think they're going to do double duty.
You think they'll do double duty?
I think Rhea's going to do double duty.
I mean, I could see her doing double duty, but at the same time, I think that would be a bad move, especially with injuries.
Yep.
So I would just let them both work, and let them defend the tag titles and just keep it that way. I mean, showcase the tag division and build it. Let Alexa Bliss have her moment again. Let her. If we are getting a Fiend, maybe we'll get another reuniting of Alexa Bliss and the Fiend in a different form. I mean, there's so many different other ways we can get.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Alexa Bliss, if
I'm gonna go Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, Justin, if we have the Fiend come back in that box, Alexa Bliss start acting like the Fiend, having those ticks and stuff, then have her go after Jade Cargill for the belt.
Yeah, possibly. Chris,
I think it's going to be Rhea. I was kind of leaning toward Rodriguez, but I just don't think they're going to have Rodriguez against Cargill at Mania. I don't think they trust Cargill enough to put her out there with. I think they're going to win her with somebody more experienced than Rodriguez. That's why I think it's going to be. That's one reason I think it's going to be Ripley.
well, this has been floated out there, Marcus. Before you go, that Raquel would win, and she's going to say, "I don't want to wrestle Jade. I want to wrestle in a 3-way against Valkyrie." And I'm having a brain fart.
Morgan.
Liv against Liv Morgan, and then they would do something else to get the matchup for WrestleMania with Jade. That I've seen that floating out there. Marcus, what do you think?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Glenn and go Tiffany.
Okay.
Rhea makes sense, but I think it's too obvious.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, I agree. I would love to see Kiana James come out of nowhere and get the opportunity, but I don't think they'll do that.
and I think Bliss is. I think Bliss is a filler. I don't think unless they're going to get ready to really push her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tiffany. I'm going to go with Glenn.
Okay. Let's do the men's elimination chamber, guys. We got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso, which I know the internet fans went berserk because it was Jey Uso, but they got to understand I don't think that was the original plan to do that. But I think they felt like that was better at the time, since Bronson Reed got hurt. This is another tough one, guys. I think they're going to be. I don't think it makes a difference who wins this match because I think it's going to be a multi-person match anyway. It's what's it going to turn into because of what Drew McIntyre keeps doing. He keeps attacking all these guys. So I think it's going to be a 4-person, a 5-person, maybe a 6-person match by the time it's said and done. So I would love to see Javon Evans get the opportunity, but I think it's a little too soon for that.
Yeah, it's too soon for that.
I'm going with Cody Rhodes. I'd rather him do Randy Orton win this and give him some momentum, and then they could find a way for Cody and them to get in there. But I'm going to go with Cody. Justin?
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna say Randy wins, and then obviously, with the procrastination and stuff, or not procrastination, but Drew McIntyre being the pest that he is right now, bullying everybody and pushing everybody's buttons. That Aldis is gonna be like, look, enough, and you're gonna end up having Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu or Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. You'll have the 5. I also think Jey Uso won't start the match, or he won't be in the match or start the match. I think what might happen is Uso will get attacked by yours truly, Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar will beat up LA Knight, and LA Knight and Brock Lesnar will be another Mania match.
Okay. Marcus.
Well, and I was going to go with LA Knight to win the chamber, but Justin has a good point there too. So I don't know. I don't say Jey Uso. You're right. I think you're right. He wasn't even supposed to be there. So, and I think he's past his time. I mean, really, I'm lost interest in Jey Uso about 6 months ago.
Okay.
So, who's the other ones in it again? Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso.
Yeah, I'm still going to go LA Knight.
Okay.
Even though after Justin says I'm probably not going to get it, but
Big Glenn.
I'm gonna go chaos on this one. I'm gonna pick Trick Williams.
Damn.
Yeah. It goes back to what you were saying when you mentioned the match, Tony. It doesn't matter who's going to win this one because it's going to be a multi-man match at Mania. In that case, he would have somebody out of the blue win it, and in my eye, that would be Trick Williams. If you want to push it in the star.
Yeah, that's possible. Chris?
I've been going back and forth between Orton and Rhodes, but I think I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes.
I think that's what they'll do. I think it should be Orton. Just to be different, a little different. I think that's what it should be. One other thing I kind of forgot about, guys. One thing we might think about, LA Knight, he had a big feud going with the Vision. I mean, they took him out. And, of course, the main guys that took him out are now hurt. But he does have a lot of history with Logan Paul. So you could possibly see LA Knight be involved in that with the Vision. I think that's a possibility. I'm not saying it will, but I think that's a possibility.
and that's where I go back with the Brock Lesnar thing. Like, you had Bronson Reed that was supposed to win, the match. Maybe that was supposed to be Braun Breaker's spot, but then he got hurt. So then now it's supposed to be Bronson Reed. He gets hurt. So then you throw Jay in there as the filler, and then you bring Brock Lesnar out. Paul Heyman's like, no, this is my vision. I'm going to make sure I have somebody in there to make sure LA Knight doesn't win or to cause chaos. And he attacks Jey Uso, who's had issues with the vision as well.
So you think LA Knight's going to be the guy that's going to, because Brock Lesnar's issued an open challenge for WrestleMania.
Right.
So do you think LA Knight's going to be the guy?
I think it'll be LA after. I think he'll do whatever he does. He'll beat up Jey Uso, or he'll get himself in the match and beat up LA Knight, and LA Knight will be the guy to challenge him.
Okay. I hope it's Obafemi, but I don't think.
Yeah, I hope it's Obafemi too.
I do too. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's who I want it to be. All right, guys, that's all we got. Now, next week we'll be talking Elimination Chamber with our other stuff and our old school match. So hope everybody enjoyed tonight's show, and hit likes and subscribe, please. And we appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see everybody next week.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all kiss my ass while I win this match.